Hey guys, Mike with Midwest Fire Tactics and Training. Today, going over the 150-foot hose bundle. We have a really high hose bed at our department, so we have to come up with a couple of different options on how to pull it. As you can see on our engine here, we have two different pieces of webbing. 1 and 2 are primary and secondary pull. Number 1's a pre-connect on a 2.5 supply line, and number 2 is just a hose bundle that's not connected. We can add that as an extension, and we can also add it to a gate valve for tack. First, here you see that we have a flat load, just single. It's going to be on its side. It can be a little cumbersome to pick up off the floor, but if you're pulling this off of a rear hose bed, it's not too bad. We have our nozzle and our coupling that are going to go to the door. We have this on the bottom of the stack, so that if we need to at any point flake anything off the top, we can if we're not bundled. We also have pre-tape marks on here, and this is definitely one option that you can use, especially if you're using less hose. Works a lot better if you're using 100 feet on your shoulder. So you can take a look, see how this plays out. This next hose load that we have is built in a box. It's a flat load side by side. We have 150 feet of hose in here. Same concept where we're going to be pulling this off the rear. It's going to be 1 3/4 pre-connected to a 2.5 supply line. We've got really far stretches that we have to do and setbacks. You're going to see here we have a little tutorial on how we build this. You can see on our box we have our pre-marked buckle sections, so it makes it a little bit easier for us to lay out our buckles before we start loading our hose in. We don't use any of the Velcro straps currently with our department. This is what we have, and we make it work. The buckles aren't too bad once you get used to them. You just want to make sure that you bring in any extra fabric that you have hanging, and your buckles are nice and tight. When you're loading this in here, starting with your nozzle at the front so that it's flush with the front of the box, taking your first 50, building it all the way back to the rear of the box, folding it and bringing it back. You're going to see that about halfway down our first section and second section of 50 feet, we have pre-tape marks. The pre-tape marks are nice because it allows you to see where you're grabbing, and if you play that out of the back when you are loading this into the box, you have a rear pull every time where the tape marks are, so you can flake out your hose really nicely and you don't have to sit and fight with it. For us, we have some people who don't have the opportunity to pull this frequently, so it is designed that the people who aren't pulling it frequently can look at it and understand the concept that nozzle and coupling the door, tape behind you, with our supply hose going behind us as well. As you can see, we have the coupling laying on top of the nozzle built in. And once we bring this back, we haven't gotten to our second pre-tape section yet. After we lay on this second section of hose, we do one stack on top, and then you can see we're going to fold it over and start building up our second section off of the front, so that our tape is going to be at the rear at almost the exact same point that our other piece of tape is at, so that it's easier to grab and it develops that muscle memory and mental memory that it's going to be right there every time. After we go down through the rest of the video, you'll see that we just do a standard flat load in here, buckle it down, tighten it, and we bring in our extra fabric off of our buckles and make sure that it's laying in there nicely and not all jumbled up.